Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Today I'm going to talk about the media and why you should not partake in it, no matter what side that you lean on or if you're in the middle and all that other great stuff. Because we all, as professionals, whether it's workers or business owners, need to focus on positive things and not negative. The media tends to lean on a lot of the negative when it comes to any and everything. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Have a great day, and I'll see you later. How goes the family? Today we're going to talk about why people shouldn't watch the news, the poisonous aspects of it all, the pros and the cons. But I'll start off with the most part with the pros, because this is not 100% diss slab at the media. There are some good things that they put out there. For instance, they put out a lot of good things about the weather, where, whether it's good or bad weather, how it's coming, why it's coming, the areas that it's hitting, etc. and so forth. It might be a beautiful day outside, it might not be. What are the different top colleges to go to. They put out good things about certain dictators being taken out, catching specific and killing specific terrorists, what good jobs law enforcement's doing, a lot of things of that nature. The list can go on and on. Of course, there's talk about sports, and that gets people happy and feeling all warm and fuzzy inside. So it's not 100% diss at the media. They do talk about a lot of good things, especially when it comes to the new technologies that are out there. Some of the new job markets that are out there that people don't realize, because a lot of times a lot of hot jobs that are out there nowadays are not considered the quote-unquote traditional jobs. What are the new industries that are out there? What are some of the new books that might be out there? So it's not 100% slab at the media, but one of the reasons why myself and a lot of people around me do not engage in watching regular or news television nowadays is because there's more negativity than anything else. And to me, if you're trying to live a positive life, you're going to just try to search for the positive in this world and in your community than the negative. And if you're in a situation where the negative outweighs the positive, then obviously you want to try to get yourself away from that situation. But it does not help when there's like zero positiveness in your media, and there's a 70 to 100% negativeness in your media. It does not help you or myself live a positive life, and I just can't get with that program. The media does a great job at keeping people in the know when something bad happens in the world, and especially in third world countries, and a lot of times a lot of Americans, including myself, we miss out on these things a lot of great things that are happening in third world countries, and a lot of the beautiful aspects of third world countries. We miss out on it because we're scared to go. And even if we do go, then a lot of times we just stay on the resort, and that's that. And I would get bored out of my mind if I was in one of those situations. But I haven't been out of the United States since I was like 2 or 3 years old. My parents were stationed overseas, so that's one day I can't wait to go and explore beyond the United States borders. But that's a different story, But a lot of times it doesn't happen. I mean, it's like I just found out recently, within the last couple of years, that a lot of Americans are retiring in other foreign third world countries because it's so much cheaper to live, and their money goes so much further, so they don't even have to worry about having a job, and they could even have the thing called a real retirement, not just being retired from your career job and still working 40 hours a week for somebody else. That's not retirement in my book, but I leave it at that. That's not a lifestyle I want in my 60s and up. But that's just me. A lot of Americans miss out on going to specific countries, going to specific continents. It's pretty sad in my personal opinion, because like I said, you miss out. And then a lot of times the media just talks about the negativity aspects of one's culture, and then that just gives a person like me a negative aspect when it comes to somebody's commercial and culture. And every time I see this people like that, I will think of a negative aspect, because that's all the images that I've seen in my mind. And the same goes for other people within the United States. Everybody just think that because somebody lives in a certain neighborhood that they're bad, which is not true. If somebody comes from a certain economic background, that they're bad, that's not true. You always judge people. Have a conversation. It's always the craziest thing ever. You ever look up a YouTuber named Catfish Cooley? Funny guy, lives out in the sticks somewhere, funny guy, and he says he loves talking to people. I don't care who you are. If you talk to people and get to know them, then you can really just judge them all based off their character, not the color of their skin, not their last names, not their heritage, not their religion, their non-religion. Just judge people and like people for being a good person. It's like, will we ever get back to that time? Who the heck knows? But that's another story. But a lot of times, even throughout the United States, you're constantly and constantly and constantly being shoved down your throat that like literally the biggest cities in the United States are like the most dangerous places on the planet. It's never, like I said, it's never any positivity going on. It's like what is it? New Orleans, Houston, Atlanta, Los Angeles, New York City, Baltimore, Washington D.C. Considered the worst cities on the planet. And for the most part, I've been to all these cities, excluding New Orleans, and I've never felt unsafe in any of those cities. When it comes to Chicago, the gun violence is very bad in a specific part of the city, but they never talk about the nice stuff that's actually going on in Chicago. Like Chicago isn't, losing their population. The population is still increasing, and in my personal opinion, I would imagine that certain economists would agree with me. If people are continuously going to a specific area, that means that something positive and good has to be happening in that area. People to voluntarily want to live there and move there. So Chicago is not all bad. They have certain areas that are bad, but the whole city is not bad. But it's just. To me, it's just like that just makes people not want to live in the state of Illinois, in the city of Chicago, when they say that stuff. They never talk about the good stuff that's going on there. But nowadays, we have the internet. It's everybody's personal responsibility to take that initiative. If you really want to live someplace, you're going to take your own responsibility. Because my dream city, / state to live in is California. And if I listen to the media, they would say that basically California's in the sinkhole and nothing good is going on there. And every time I read and do research and I actually go to the state of California, there's a lot of awesome things going on. It's just like Africa. There's a lot of great things going on in Africa. Why? Because the Chinese want to try to buy up all of Africa. They would want to buy up a place that ain't nothing good is going on. So let's just be honest. And then you have a lot of people, especially African Americans. There's almost like 4,000 African Americans that are living in Ghana because the Ghanaian government is actually giving away land for free to just get African Americans and to bring their skill sets to the specific country. But these are the things that aren't talked about in the media on a big level, because they always just want to focus on the negative. When the terrorist attacks happen, when it comes to those certain nations, that people tell me that Turkey is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. But according to the media, it's all bad. So it's like you have to do your own research. I think it's good and bad no matter where you go, but you can't just take somebody else's word for it, because that's just the easy route. I mean, great example. I live in good old uptight country, Prince William County, Virginia. I remember a couple years ago, I was at a place, and I constantly kept hearing that Manassas and Dumfries were the worst parts of Prince William County, and that's the quote unquote hood. And after laughing myself to death because I've been to the quote unquote ghetto, I'm like, okay, there might be some violence there, but there's no more violence in these specific areas of the county than there is in the other aspects, in any other areas of the county. And a lot of times, because in the western side of the county, there's not as many people as there is on the eastern side, because the eastern side has more of a connection with Washington D.C. That's the difference. Obviously, nobody ever talks about the population. Because they're like, well, we live in this small town, but there's not that many people. There's never going to be as much crime in your small town compared to Washington D.C. or New York City. Crime is crime, but if you have a bigger population, then the numbers say you're going to have more crime. It's just that crazy thing, but it's still, at the end of the day, it's like if somebody never went to Manassas or went to Dumfries, they would not know that it's actually a safe place to go to. Do I want to live in those specific areas? No, I live in the middle of those specific areas, but they're not bad places to go. But that's me taking the initiative and actually checking it out on my own, and that's what you have to do at the end of the day. Half the time, and then a lot of times, I didn't even realize there was so many like gossip. Because I don't watch so much TV, I usually watch YouTube or Netflix. But I didn't even realize there's so many gossip shows out there nowadays. It's just insane, and they're just constantly gossiping about who slept with who said what about what. And I always say at the end of the day, and then the crybabies. I'm just like, all these adults need baby food and bibs and bottles because this is ridiculous, But and it's worse, obviously, with social media. But you just have thousands of people talk about these things like it's something shocking. And usually I don't cuss on my videos, but one thing I will say is this: is going to be ignorant, arrogant, conceited assholes throughout the world until the day I die, until the day you all die, until the end of time. So being shocked about what somebody says, it's just somebody being who they are and showing you their true colors. Is there any real reason for you to get bent out of shape over it? If it's directly towards you, face to face, then maybe yes. But even then, is it really worth your livelihood? Is it really worth the stress? Because stress can kill. I was talking to a friend of mine today. She's telling me about a friend that had to leave, takes off from work because she's so stressed out. It's not worth it. And the media stresses a lot of people out a lot of times. And obviously it's not 100% the media's fault. That people allow the media to do this to them and to keep them in fear. Like I always say, we're all adults here, right? You have to take the initiative to say, you know what? There might be some merit to what this person might be saying, but I'm going to do my due diligence and check it out for myself. Because if I constantly live and build up mental and physical prisons within my life, then I'm never going to really able to enjoy and experience other cultures, other aspects of the world, other perspectives, because there are ones out there, and be able to even make different friends and meet different people. And hey, just doing that might even make me want to move to that specific area, that specific country. Experiences are way better than just seeing a video and reading a book. And I tell you that, and I myself can't wait to go on more personal experiences throughout the world, and throughout the United States myself, because I don't listen to public and popular opinion, because being popular is something I never have been, never want to be, and I'm never going to be, and that's cool with me. I am who I am. It is what it is. That's why I call it Larry's Anything Goes. Today, I usually talk about the financial aspects of things, but today I'm talking about something that else is near and dear to my heart that I hope more people will cut out, or at least bring more perspective into it, so they're not constantly having a cloud of judgment and being scared of taking risk in life, because life without risk is no life at all. That's how I look at it. I'm not saying jump off a bridge. I'm not saying go bungee jump or anything of that nature. I'm just saying you have to take some risks and be always be willing to go outside of your comfort zone. That's just, at the end of the day, that's just how I look at it. And it's one of my favorite YouTubers, Dr. Royce Watkins, always says, don't be so reactive to everything. You're constantly watching and listening to things that are going to trigger you, and trigger your emotions, and trigger your angers, because that's the media. They have analysts. They know what's going to trigger the public. These people are professionals, and they're good at their job. I'm not knocking it. I'm giving them credit. They're good at their job. They know what's going to make you jump out of your seat. It's like the people in Hollywood. They know what's going to keep people glued to the screen and want to watch it, whether it's from the X-Men, the Marvel comics, whatever. If it's a drama, if it's an action-packed movie, they know what's going to keep catch people's attention, and the media does the same thing. And I always say, when it comes to entertainment, it's like 10% of my life. When it comes to the media, it's 2 to 3% of my life. But when it comes to financial prosperity, that takes up basically everything else, because that to me affects my life, and I'd rather concentrate on the things that really affect my life. Being entertained all the time isn't really in my forte, in my vocabulary, and there's nothing wrong with it, but put as much time into these things as you do into your finances, and you will see a major change in your financial portfolio. Just my opinion. And I made this video because I'm kind of sick and tired of all this left versus right, independent versus left versus right crap. It's gotten out of hand, and if you're constantly fighting and bickering towards each other, life is like a relationship. If you're constantly fighting and bickering towards one another, eventually you're going to have to get a divorce or break up, and it just is not worth it. So be happy, be married, concentrate on your finances and your loved ones as much as you do on entertainment and the media, because that's what matters most in your life, not what these people try to put into your head. That mental diet is real and it's special. It's just as important as your physical diet. You want to be healthy up here, you want to be healthy all around, you want to be healthy spiritually, and if you're going to be healthy on that note, you're going to cut the poison out of your life. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and let's continuously get the financial intelligence movement going. I'm going to put some links in my video on YouTube and on Facebook in regards to my new online store that I opened up a couple of days ago with Shopify. There's a lot of products on there, more products to come. I got my financial intelligence t-shirt that's out there, and I love it. It's the new brand, and we need to make financial intelligence is sexy movement. That's what I'm going on. That's my new movement now. Let's get it going. The shirts are only $20, so please, check them out. And I'll be adding more products to my online Shopify store. Got Amazon. I'm an Amazon affiliate, so I got Amazon products out there. I'm here to be in business, but not only for myself, but to be in business with you all. If you have any businesses out there, let me know. Put it in the comment section, especially if you're in real estate, because I'm trying to get into the real estate game, wholesaling, buying real estate investment properties, open up a company called Patterson Oak Properties. Let's do this. Let's not talk about it. Let's do it. Let's put some actions behind the financial intelligence movement words. If you have a business out there, hats off to you. Real talk. Much respect. Continue what you're doing, and don't allow anybody to tell you to do the regular normal nonsense, because we don't live in regular normal time anymore. We live in a forward thinking time, and let's be forward thinkers. Take it easy. Have a great night.